Hello everybody and welcome to another video here on Aberrant FC, and today we are back with a new series, my top 5 must-signs. Now I'm going to do a few of these. We're going to start off with the big one with Premier League level or sort of can be Premier League level players. We'll then do sort of a tier down with the Championship and then League One, etc. And we'll probably go as far down as National League. And we'll get these out to you as quick as possible. Now, this is during the beta. Things could change with the update with a few of these players, but I'm pretty sure that all of these guys will still be about for you to get hold of. So yeah, let me get into my first pick, and it's a free one. Here he is, Ezekiel Garay. This is number 5. And you might look at him and think, well, he's really slow and he's really old. And he's, you know, those two things. But look at these technicals. This guy is sort of a 3.5 star player for the Premier League, depending on your team. If you're Newcastle United, like I'm managing in this test save, he'd be a 3.5 star centre-back. We can compare him with a Premier League level centre-back if we go to Jamal Lascelles. Garay, better at defending, better at attacking, as good in the air, not quite as quick, but as physical. He's going to be very good. And for 1-2 seasons, until you can get hold of yourselves someone maybe a little bit better, maybe a regen youngster, he's at least worth signing as a backup, even if you're Man United or you're Chelsea or you're Liverpool. Sign him as a backup. Why not? Especially at Man United with their lack of sort of defensive options. This guy is a must pick for me. So the next pick is a goalkeeper, Dominik Livakovic. This guy is a bit of an FM legend. For those of you that have played Football Manager for a long time, this guy always appears in saves and is always good. And the reason why I say with this guy, if we ask agent availability, they only want 6.5 to 9 million, and you are getting a Premier League level goalkeeper. And so if you're struggling, if you're in a team maybe like Palace, or you know, any Premier League team where you think your goalkeeper's not doing what you want, maybe Sheffield United, you need a better goalkeeper. This guy for me is perfect. Even if you're a Championship side, I think you could probably convince him to come over. The wage might start being an issue there, but this guy's fantastic, and I think he's a must-sign if you're at a Premier League club, especially if you need a goalkeeper. We're back with another player at Dynamo, and this one is Mislav Orsic. Now, if you need a winger and a set-piece taker, this is your man. Yes, he's 27, but he's very, very cheap. This guy will score goals for you. His mentals are maybe a little lacking, but look at those physicals, look at those technicals. If we ask the agent again, they want somewhere between 4 and 6 million. He's wanted by Premier League clubs. He's very, very good. He only would want about 30 grand a week. I just don't think you can turn this guy down as an option to really help your team out. Even if you sign him as a second choice, like at Newcastle, I'd be signing this guy to sort of switch in with St. Max if St. Max gets injured, or if Almiron gets injured, you can throw this guy in. He's super cheap until again you can get yourself a regen or a younger player. I just think you've got to go for this guy. Number 2 on the list, I think a lot of you will have heard of this guy, but Manuel Ugarte is one of the best wonder kids on this game. He's 19, he's valued at 1.1 million. If we ask the agent, 1 to 2.2 million. He does want 24 grand, which is a little bit pricey, but he's a deep line playmaker to die for in this game. But he can do some of the defending. He's got 10 tackling, he's got 14 marking, he's got 12 heading. You can turn this guy into a proper defensive player if you want. And I think the 4-3-3 with a DM is one of the best systems this year. If you play him as a deep line playmaker there, you've got a hell of a player that can last you a long time. And I've seen this guy develop already in this game from screenshots over on Twitter into one of the best defensive midfielders in the world. So I would get hold of him. If you're at a Premier League club, you have to sign this guy, I think. And finally, we are going to end off with another wonder kid, this time a centre-forward. This is what you all want to see. A centre-forward, Matias Erazo. I mean, just look at those attributes. 18 determination is a lovely place to start. I think this is random between a value. I'm not certain, but he should still have pretty high determination most of the time. Very good heading, finishing is fantastic. He can dribble, he can even cross if you want to turn him into a winger, an inside forward. He'd be fantastic at that. Very high technique. Physicals at 17 are absurdly good. He's got tries first time shots, which in this game I think is quite good. train him to have, use chip shots and things like that, and you've got yourself one of the best strikers in the future. This guy becomes, golden boy to then World Player of the Year level player. I just think he's absolutely worth signing at no matter what Premier League, even any European club. I got this guy at Hoffenheim in my stream save. I'm tempted to bring him in at Chelsea in my YouTube save. So yeah, I think you've just got to get hold of him. I'm going to end off with one honourable mention, and the only reason why he's an honourable mention and not fully on the list is the price. Thiago Almada is fantastic, and you can get him for 3 to 6.5. But teams start becoming interested, and sometimes you get into a bit of a bidding war. And I've seen him go for 15 plus because of the big teams. And as any Premier League sort of team, like if you're like a Newcastle, it's going to be difficult to convince him when there's Man United, Juventus, and all of that on the hook for him as well. It's the only reason why I've put him as a sort of honourable mention. He develops into one of the best players in the game. That everyone knows this from last year. But if you're new to the game, Thiago Almada is fantastic, and if you can get him. But I would say he's a option. If you really need number 10, go grab him. But I think he's sometimes a bit hard to get hold of. So yeah, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope these players are useful for you. If you do use them, tag me in your screenshots over on Twitter at Aberrant FC. And yeah, I've enjoyed making this one. I think all of these players are really good. If you can sign every single one of them, you've had a hell of a window. You might struggle obviously with registration rules, but I'd say if you were to sign 2 of them, and I would say Matias Erazo as a striker, you just can't go wrong. And then I'd probably go Garay just because he's free. If you had to pick 2 of them, but if you don't need a centre back, you need goalkeeper, get Livakovic. But these players work for European teams too. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I've been Jake on Aberrant FC. If you have enjoyed, please hit that like button. It really does help me out. And yeah, leave a comment below of any players you think I should have included in this list, and maybe we'll make a follow-up one for Premier League teams too. So yeah, as I say, I've been Jake on Aberrant FC, and I'll see you in another video very, very soon. Alright, goodbye.